Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at some fun Holiday Cup battles featuring GLALIE and Froslass. These two Pokemon both evolved from Snorunt, but more often than not, GLALIE is completely forgotten while everyone uses Froslass. But today, in the Holiday Cup, we are finally giving GLALIE its moment to shine. This team I am featuring today is not a team I'd recommend running if you're looking to climb rank, but I did have a ton of fun running it. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and let's take a look at GLALIE and Froslass teaming up in the Holiday Cup. Hopping into the first match and picking up a pretty nice lead Obstagoon into Alolan Graveler. This matchup would be better if I was running Cross Chop, and honestly, I'd recommend running Cross Chop on your Obstagoon in the Holiday Cup over Gunk Shot. I just had Gunk Shot from when I was running it in Open Great League. The opponent lands the Stone Edge, they safe switch into Trevenant, but we respond with GLALIE. As opposed to Froslass, GLALIE is a pure Ice type, so we do not take super effective from Shadow Balls, so we're actually able to tank a Shadow Ball and hit back hard with Avalanche. The Trevenant goes for a very aggressive farm down, but they take a ton of Ice Shard damage in the process. I'm going to bring back in Obstagoon to basically force them to dump some energy, and then I'm going to trust in Froslass to close in the back. I've seen a Rock type and a Grass, so I'm hoping they'll have a second Grass type in the back. They are waiting their clock, and they bring back in the Alolan Graveler, so it is looking like they are very, very weak to Froslass in the back. We shield up the Rock Blast, and it's a Shadow Venusaur, so at this point, this game is over. They are so weak to Froslass in the back. Avalanche takes the shield. Second Avalanche will be taking care of the Venusaur, and that is a good game. And hopping into the next match, we are leading Obstagoon into Pachirisu. So that is not a Pokemon I've seen yet in the Holiday Cup. I believe it has to be level 50 to use it, and even then it doesn't break 1500 CP, so it is a very difficult Pokemon to obtain, and a very tanky one at that. As you saw, it ate that Night Slash like it was nothing, but that Thunderbolt hits back hard and does some pretty big damage. I don't really have a great response to it, so I'm going to stay in for a bit, and now we're going to bring in GLALIE. They're not switching out, which hopefully means that they're weak to Ice in the back. They go for the Thunder Punch, and we're able to call the bait. I believe this is another Thunder Punch. I'm not 100% sure on Pachirisu counts. It is another Thunder Punch, and GLALIE is able to farm down. We'll have to see what they have in the back. They were staying in. Hopefully they are weak. And they bring in Trevenant, so they are very weak to Ice in the back, and GLALIE is going to be able to be getting the first shield and able to get to another Avalanche. This will be doing massive damage if unshielded. They let it go. GLALIE takes him out. We bring in Froslass. The opponent has Venusaur in the back, and at this point, the opponent just let me farm for a while, and they concede the match. So back-to-back double Grass teams, and we're able to punish them hard with our double Ice. Hopping to the next match, again, Alolan Graveler on the lead, but there's a ton of lag at the start, so I'm not 100% sure where they're at in terms of energy. We are going for the Night Slash. Night Slash lands, and they're very low, so I'm expecting they're going to go for the Stone Edge. Not really a point in baiting when you're this low, and we are going to go for the farm down, and we're able to get it. Now the opponent brings in Vigoroth, and this is a little tricky because I am actually double weak to counter on this team because GLALIE does not have that ghost subtyping as I mentioned earlier, so unfortunately GLALIE does take super effective damage from counter. We are going to bring in the GLALIE since it only takes single super effective instead of double super effective like Obstagoon, and the Avalanche is able to do some big damage. So GLALIE honestly holding its own in the Zero Shield versus Vigoroth. And now from here, we can probably just bring in the Froslass, and we should be in a pretty good spot. We're able to farm them down, and what is in the back? It is another Trevenant. People are loving their trees in Holiday Cup, and I am absolutely loving it when they run them. As from here, with this energy lead, Froslass is going to be able to comfortably handle Trevenant. We're able to reach the Avalanche. Avalanche will be more than taking care of that Trevenant. And that is a good game. So right off the bat, some very favorable team comps for the team, which is very nice. But that comes to an end as we get a rough lead, but we have two good responses. We safe switch into GLALIE and we bait out a Wigglytuff. So this immediately has me thinking that it could be Altaria Double Charm, so being able to flip switch here would be very nice. We landed the Avalanche, which is nice, and now we're going for another Avalanche. The opponent is not throwing. They are not wanting me to sneak through any extra ice shards. They're trying to go for the farm down. GLALIE is able to farm down, and now we have one switch advantage. They bring in the Altaria. I am going to wait the switch clock, which is probably a bit of a misplay on my end since I had one switch. We bring Froslass into the Altaria. The opponent sees the writing on the wall and concedes the match. Alright, and as you can see, it has now switched to nighttime, and picking up a pretty neutral lead Obstagoon into Froslass. This is a positive lead for Obstagoon, but Froslass does a lot of damage in retaliation, but our Obstagoon gets the boost. Things are starting to look really good for us here. We are going for a Night Slash, we get the shield, and the Froslass is farming up to the back-to-back avalanches. So if I want to keep my Obstagoon healthy, I'm going to have to commit both shields, but you know what? I am boosted. This is worth the shields in my opinion. They're staying in, and we are able to actually not quite farm down. They save the Froslass, and they bring in Unova Stunfisk. I have two ice types in the back, but I'm going to ride Boostagoon as long as it will take me. Discharge comes through, that is totally fine, and we are going for another Night Slash, and this will be doing big damage onto the Unova Stunfisk, and we get the shield. That is so nice, and the Unova Stunfisk will throw to take us out, but we have two fabulous responses in the back in our ice types, and now we're going to bring in Froslass. Froslass will be able to tank a move, but then we're going to be able to farm down, and Froslass with energy in the endgame is incredibly deadly, but they have Lickitung in the back. So we are going for the Avalanche, and here's where it's actually nice that GLALIE is not part Ghost, because we are only taking neutral from the Licks. GLALIE should be able to tank any one move here. They go for the Body Slam, that's fine, we can even tank a second, but GLALIE is able to reach the Avalanche, and Lickitung is very bulky, but GLALIE takes out the Lickitung, and at that point, the opponent recognizes there is no longer a win con, and they concede the match. Hopping into the next match and picking up a pretty nice lead Obstagoon into Sableye. We do significantly outpace them to the return. I'm going to overfarm by one just in case they were looking to catch the Night Slash elsewhere. But Sableye can comfortably tank the Night Slash, and we can tank a return as well. So I am going to no shield. Return does do quite a bit of damage, and now they safe switch into Shadow Celio, one of my favorite Grey League Pokemon. Unfortunately, on this team, outside of Obstagoon, I don't really have a great response, so I'm going to stay in, do as much counter damage as I can, and I'm able to reach another Night Slash. The Celio shields up, wanting to maintain this energy that they have, and now I'm going to bring in Froslass. Froslass double resists the Body Slams, so this forces them to go for their significantly more expensive charge move in Water Pulse. So this basically allows me to waste their energy. We do commit the shields, as Water Pulse still does a solid chunk of damage. I'm going to farm up to the back-to-back avalanches, switch into GLALIE to potentially soak and move, but they hold on to the energy and they bring in Shadow Lapras. So now it's the battle of Ice Shard users. We're able to get off our Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball does big damage. We are farming up, and I believe the Lapras is very close to a second Surf here. They go for the first. GLALIE able to reach another Shadow Ball, and this will be taking them out or getting that shield. Shadow Ball takes out the Shadow Lapras. Back in comes the Sableye. Sableye looking to farm, and the Sableye is able to farm us down. GLALIE fell one turn short of reaching the Avalanche, and because of that, unfortunately, we do lose the game. An incredibly close game, a heartbreaker there. GLALIE ever so close to getting off the Avalanche that would have won us the game. Hopping to the next match, fantastic lead into Magnezone. They save switch Altaria, and we have Froslass. And Froslass absolutely loves to see Altaria save switches. We actually get a shield. Honestly, works out pretty well for me, as we do outpace here. So we are going to be able to comfortably farm up here, although I actually probably could have overfarmed but didn't. I was a little leery. I really didn't want to have to commit the second shield. So instead of overfarming, as I probably should, unfortunately, I just don't. Magnezone does not want to take a move. They're going to be going for the Mirror Shot. Mirror Shot will be taking me out. Froslass has done its job. What do they have in back? They have Wigglytuff, and now it's all up to GLALIE. Can GLALIE reach 2 Avalanches? If we can, we should be able to win this match, but if not, things are going to get very dicey. Come on, GLALIE. GLALIE farming up. GLALIE able to reach a second Avalanche. Avalanche will be doing big damage onto the Wigglytuff. Getting that Charmer out of here. Magnezone comes back in. But Obstagoon is very close to a move. We reach the Night Slash, but Night Slash will not KO. Another reason why Cross Chop is nice. One more counter will take them out. And that is a good game. Alright, hopping in the next match, we have Obstagoon into Dedenne. Pretty rough lead. We are going to save switch into GLALIE. The Dedenne is farming up and actually deciding to throw a move. Honestly, I'm okay with soaking damage here. They go for the play rough. That hits a lot harder. And now they bring in Sableye. We will be able to threaten the Sableye here. We get a shield with the Avalanche, which is nice. GLALIE able to get to another Avalanche. The bulk of GLALIE able to survive longer than Froslass would have. And able to do a ton of damage onto the Sableye. We'll bring in the Obstagoon to soak up the return. Obstagoon, basically its best use in this match appears to be as a meat shield. We farm down. I'm expecting them to bring back in Dedenne, and now we bring in Froslass, and they're not switching out, which gives me hope that they could be weak to Froslass in the back. We are going for the first Avalanche. They do shield up there. It was a visual glitch. It didn't show a shield, but they did shield. We are going to shield up the discharge, and with our shield advantage, we are in a pretty good spot here. The opponent makes a very nice catch. They catch the Avalanche onto their own Froslass. That is very nicely done. We are farming up here, and I believe this is just an Avalanche, but I still shielded. I didn't trust my counts, which is a misplay. And as you see there, I bank the move on the Froslass, and now we bring in the Obstagoon. Obstagoon able to take them out. We get a very unnecessary boost. Either way, we would have been in a pretty good spot here because Froslass comfortably wins CMP over Dedenne. We are able to throw the Avalanche. Avalanche takes care of the Dedenne, and that is a good game. Alright, hopping into the next match. We have Obstagoon into, Water Gun Lantern. I've seen a lot of Spark Lanterns, not a lot of Water Guns. Very interesting to see. We are going for the Night Slash. Basically just trying to do as much damage as we can, because again, GLALIE and Froslass don't really have a ton of play against Water types. Second Night Slash, and they switch out into their own Froslass, and this is where this gets quite tricky, because Froslass with an energy lead beats my whole backline. So this is a little rough. I'm going to farm up, and I try and catch on my own Froslass, and I am not able to. I was so confident that they would throw one Powder Snow before I reached my second Night Slash, which they did not. And now I'm in a really tough spot as we have to burn both shields. I am going to overfarm, but I'm not going to bait. We are going to be going for the Shadow Ball. Thank goodness they decide to let the Froslass go. Back in comes the Lantern though, and the Lantern has energy. And Lantern with energy is very scary. They go for Hydro Pump, and that does take us out. I probably have to come in Goon here. Goon, we are going to be going for the Night Slash. Night Slash will be taking out the Lantern if they decide not to shield, which they do decide to let it go. They bring in Abomasnow. We try and catch on to GLALIE, but we're not able to. But fortunately, GLALIE is somewhat tanky. An Energy Ball does not KO here. They go for the Energy Ball. We are going to be able to reach an Avalanche, and this is big. We do have a move loaded on Obstagoon, so they're going to have to throw a second Energy Ball to take us out here. They're farming up a ton, and they get to a move. Is this the Energy Ball? It is not. It is just a Weather Ball. GLALIE survives on very low health. We reach the Avalanche. GLALIE taking care of the Abomasnow, and that is a good game. And hopping into the final match, but picking up a pretty nice lead. Obstagoon into Abomasnow. We are going to be staying in, and I am going to overfarm just in case they decide to catch. They do sneak through a Powder Snow, which is a little rough. I'm expecting them to double up and throw, so we throw one more counter, and we should be able to catch the Weather Ball onto GLALIE. Yes! They switch out, and now they bring in Sableye. We are getting to this Avalanche. Unfortunately, the Sableye just outpaces us. We do survive the foul play, and we are going to be able to get off the Avalanche. Avalanche will be doing pretty big damage onto the Sableye, which is very nice. Sableye going for the farm down, and they're able to get it. I'm hoping I can farm down on Goon, but the Sableye survives on 1 HP and gets to the return, and I have to shield this up. Sableye goes down. They have shield advantage. What is in the back? And it is Pelipper. I farm up to 2 Night Slashes, but I'm short of a Gunk Shot, and now we're going to start spamming out these Night Slashes. They do let the first one through, and now we're going for the second, hoping for a potential boost. We do get the shield on the Pelipper, and the Obstagoon gets the boost. We're now doing 50% more damage with our counters and our Night Slashes. Another Night Slash comes through. This Pelipper is farming up for days, and they have a ton of energy. They definitely have back-to-back. I'm not willing to shield. We let that go. We survive on 1 HP, and now we bring in Froslass. This Pelipper does have a lot of energy. I call it, and it's just the Weather Ball. A huge call there. This I do unfortunately have to shield, but Abomasnow has energy in the back. Abomasnow comes back in. I throw 2 more Powder Snows, and I throw the Avalanche right as they reach the energy ball. That takes them out. They bring back in the Pelipper, and I fall 1 Powder Snow short of being able to take them out. We still have 1 HP of Goon left in the back. Can Goon take them out? We can, but we faint, and unfortunately we end on a tie. So we had some incredibly fun games against some honestly really high level competition with GLALIE, and honestly, I had an absolute blast. To be fair, Froslass is a significantly better Pokemon, but it felt good being able to take a spice pick like GLALIE and help it shine, at the very least for one video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is genuinely phenomenal. Thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry. Also, by the way, if we hit 19,000 subscribers by Christmas Day, I will be running Stantler and Holiday Cup. Okay, bye!